Back again.
Hi guys.
All right, so you wanted to finish your rant?
Uh, well, there's no finishing it. But I do want to rant a little. Just talk a little bit about Kylo Ren because we did make fun of him a bit, and there is more to make fun of.
Oh, this funny.
But there's some things that they introduced in this movie that we didn't know for certain before that were very interesting, such as that moment where he's speaking to his Vader, basically praying and asking for strength to not give into the pull of light. That scene was short, it was subtle, but it shows a very profound thing that we haven't known before. Dark side, Sith, feel the pull of the light. They feel the need to do good just as much as people in the light feel the urge to do something bad.
Mm.
So it's just as dangerous to them. It's just as fearful for them of the light. That's a side we haven't seen of the Sith before in any movie. And I would love to see more of that. I would love for them to develop that, to make that one scene maybe just a minute or two longer to give it some depth. That was a great opportunity, and that's all you got of it.
See, the thing I'm really waiting on is I want to see Gray Jedi or the Gray Knights. I think they're called.
That's part of the extended universe, and even though they did borrow, like they said they were going to do their own unique thing, but they borrowed a lot from the extended universe, just like the prequels did. Um,
Well, what about the Jedi would also be the extended universe, but still, I kind of want to see it because it makes sense in the books.
there's a lot I would like to
Skywalker
see,
goes, okay, I got all the dark, I got all the light. Screw it, let's meet in the middle.
and that's probably the best way to do it because if you're going by the extended universe, the fact that things were in balance was because the Jedi were empowered. Their light was overpowering the dark, therefore the dark, in a seesaw effect, it came and overpowered the light, and thus we got the Empire. And now everyone's basically been leveled. Before this movie, only one Jedi left, and he wasn't really like a powerful master
Beacon
level
of light or darkness, yeah.
So balance was Vader completed his prophecy and brought balance to the Force. Everything was leveled. And then you have Luke building the Jedi's again, and now all of a sudden a new dark. You see the little bouncing back and forth here.
Here's the thing. I honestly do think that uh Rain Rain
Ray.
Ray. What her name? Yeah, whatever. Um I love her character. I really do. I think she could be a great knight. I think she could be the in between because she gives over to the darker impulses, but not really.
I'm going to call bullshit on her character in a few minutes, but she like I want to once again. I'm trying to not be an ass, but and contradict myself because I still don't like this movie, and I'm pointing out good things such as the new characters are great. The chemistry between them is great.
Finn is phenomenal. Ray's amazing. I'm sorry, I really
The,
like her.
the, the initial escape sequence in the first act is both initial
The
escape
fact that
sequences.
she's walking, she's living in a broken down AT-AT walker. That was amazing.
Like
She walks out. I'm like, I you got me. That's really good.
this movie had so much going for it, and it started strong despite my initial response to the whole Luke not being there for this reason thing. The whole opening was strong. The introduction of Kylo Ren. When he first comes out, you're it's not the same as Darth Vader, but you understand exactly who he is as soon as he comes on screen.
Mm.
And one of his first displays of power is to stop a blaster bolt midair and hold it with his mind while holding an interrogation, execution, then gives the order to kill everyone else, walks away slowly. Then the bolt continues on its path and explodes. That's the opening display of power for this character. And that was, once again, such a great opportunity. Good things. Good things. And when you get just that much good, that much opportunity, and what we got for the rest of the movie,
While while you feel it choked, I think it did great. I liked. I love that scene. It was a great scene. I'm still trying to figure out who that first guy was.
it might not have been any direct connection, but I think it might have been on one of Luke's extended family when he was on Tatooine, like his aunt and uncle.
I actually think it was one of the resistance generals or something like that. Like one of the retired officers, because he had the that I don't know. It could be anyone. Really, it really could. Um, and here's the thing: before either of us condemn this movie or praise it, we do have to remember this is a part of a whole. We can't really give the full good, bad until every part is in position. Yes, I'm well aware the first Star Wars movie was strong enough to sit on its own, but
As were
you, just as I, can honestly say we weren't alive to see the first Star Wars movie
in person
in person and then wait for the next one to develop and come out. We're part of the spoiled youth who went, oh, we'll watch 1, 2, and then 3. And
actually 4, 5, and 6.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't
count. And then have that parents, father tell us that logic.
Yeah. I mean, Phantom Menace, it was.
No.
Let's not get into that.
We can do a whole nother video for the prequels.
Anyway.
We actually might switch roles on that one. He might be more of the contender, and I'm more of the. Wasn't that bad?
No, the prequels weren't god awful. They just weren't as good as I hoped for. This movie is the opposite for me. I was expecting a bad movie that I didn't enjoy because I enjoyed the prequels, but they weren't Star Wars enough for me. I went into this movie ready to go, I'm not going to like you. I'm not going to enjoy this. And I left the theater smiling in a great mood. I enjoyed the film. I enjoyed the special effects were gorgeous. The music was amazing. The characters that they worked on and built, they're 90% of them I enjoyed. The the other captain, I think he was, working alongside Kylo Ren.
Her.
What a the guy.
Weasley.
Yeah. The bag of dick.
Yeah, a Weasley.
He looks like Hans from Frozen. Do a side by side. You're gonna be.
I don't need a side by side. That means nothing.
Anyway, and the Grand Emperor guy,
Snoke.
I really don't want to say this, but I have to point this out. I'm not the only one who thought he might be a stroke victim.
You mean the scarring,
that and the half of his face never moved, and I'm watching. I only picked up on it a little bit, and then I saw him the second time. I'm like,
yeah, all right. Because he keeps coming back to this is only a piece of a whole. Yes, I know this is part of a trilogy. I know this is part of a greater story, but this is also your introduction movie. The whole point of an introduction movie is to not only introduce the characters, but to develop some sort of interest in them. You did a great job with your new characters. You did an absolutely perfect job with your new characters. There's a few things I would like to complain about, but I'm not going to do that at this moment. I'm going to bitch about Snoke. What about him?
who is he?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of theories and a lot of things back and forth. I don't care. In the movie, you're supposed to make me develop interest. In the movie, you're supposed to get me involved in wanting to know who this guy is. I don't care. he's a boring character. He was on maybe a total of 15 lines, on for not even a full 5 minutes altogether. And what he did do was either listen to his things and not dictate much, and with the exception of raising his voice once, he didn't really speak a lot. He didn't. He didn't.
He didn't have a commanding presence like Vader or the Emperor did.
He had no presence. He was a very. He was a non-factor character.
Ironic because he was a hologram.
He is a non-factor character, and he's supposed to be the guy behind everything. In fact, judging from some of those theories that I want to just throw out the window, he was not only behind this, he was behind the original trilogy and everything that happened in the prequels. He manipulated all of it, according to what we've been told. And
he's not interesting enough for me to care.
Yeah, I got nothing from that. I got no read on that type of character from him in the movie. And it bothers me that, like, I was looking for the new Emperor. I mean, don't get me wrong, I went in expecting certain things. And I was always a little apprehensive. But the one thing, after hearing a lot of these, I wanted to see who was the new bad guy behind all this. I wanted to see an interesting character, and I got nil.
For me, Kylo Ren wasn't strong enough as a bad guy. The new, I'm just going to call him the Emperor for now. The new Emperor is,
and that's it.
He's too hands off. You have 2 movies to completely change my mind, and you could.
Hell, the Emperor in the first movie was only a hologram, but you know what? Then again, he had a commanding voice and presence. He was only there for a few seconds, but you're like, who the fuck is that guy?
No,
he had less time than Snoke, and you had, who the fuck is that guy presence?
Well, that, and you had Vader's very commanding presence with James Earl Jones's voice.
Going, commanding master.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm gonna worship the ground this guy can't walk on. And I'm like, okay, you got me, I'm interested. This guy...
Yeah, it would have worked better if Kylo Ren was a stronger character.
Which he could be. He has to complete his training. He's still essentially a Sith Padawan. Okay, sure, develop him more. Finn, I really wanted to see Finn develop more. I really loved Finn, and when Finn and Poe were there, I'm like, that is a bromance waiting to happen. Please. And then when they meet up again, I'm like, just, you know what? Let it be the gay couple of the Star Wars universe. I'd be down for that.
Once again,
thank you, Tumblr. I'm gonna enjoy epic amounts of pictures for that.
The 3 new characters who are essentially the 3 new main characters of the series are exceptional, but Kylo Ren is meant to be Vader. The Snoke is meant to be the Emperor. They're supposed to have that same feel, get you invested to feel the threat of them, and it's not there. And Kylo Ren, you know what? His first temper tantrum, I was perfectly okay with. I was perfectly okay. He wasn't Vader, but you know what? He's someone trying to emulate him. He's someone in the dark side. His tantrum right there, okay. The following 2, a little bit much. The whole pulling the light side was like, yes, oh my god. And then just
the bridge scene.
His face, the final fight. I want to kill the director. I want to kill him.
Why?
I want to kill him.
I like the final fight. Oh,
all right. You know what? Let me sum. There's a lot of things wrong with it, but let me sum it up with one thing: Force give me strength. All right. There's a lot of things.
She did that a lot throughout the movie.
Yeah, on Rey's character. Don't get me wrong, she's a good character. I love her interactions with people, but with her developing Force powers, I'm calling bullshit because she just stumbles into them and knows exactly what to do with them. She, there's some struggle with it, and then all of a sudden, and then during the final fight scene, you notice something happen that doesn't happen in the Star Wars movies before, doesn't fit any of the logic we've had before. She's losing. and as she should, considering the circumstances. And she's losing badly, about to.
No, she's not.
Yeah, and at one point, he has her beat, pushing down, and he's like just laying off just enough so he can talk to her, going, "I can teach you the ways of the Force." And she goes, "The Force," and closes her eyes, and she basically goes, "Force gives me strength." She doesn't say anything, but it's essentially what happens. She suddenly has the power to not only overwhelm him, but she's doing combat moves she wasn't doing before. She's suddenly a better fighter and completely just destroys Kylo Ren. No!
I gotta completely disagree with you there. The fight back and forth between Finn and Kylo Ren was really good. It was kind of cheese that they kind of just brushed Finn off. But
it should be expected. Keep in mind, that was his like second time holding a lightsaber.
Oh, no. Okay. But, all right. With her rocking the lightsaber, one, for some reason it called to her. So if it is she's Luke's daughter, so be it. I understand that a little bit more. Stop that. I understand that a little bit more. If they say the Force awakens within people. Okay, sure.
That doesn't make you.
Hold on. The tiny alien lady, whose name I don't remember anymore, explained for her how to tap into the Force. Close your eyes. Feel it around you. Breathe it in. Feel the light. Light. Force, Yoda, Yoda, Yoda. They're both short and alien. Shut up, it works. So she spark noted Yoda's teachings for her. And she was doing decent against Kylo Ren.
Which should not have happened.
No.
Hold on, no.
She was doing decent against Kylo Ren from the get-go. Why? Well, she grew up on a planet that she had to learn to fight. The first time you see Finn and her interact, he's running over to be the big knight, shining knight in white armor. Ironic, he's a stormtrooper, but still. He runs over, and she's just taking care of business. She's just dropping these mooks. She's fighting. She gets into in all these situations, she can handle her own. She's not a damsel in distress. She knows how to fight. Granted, she knows how to fight unarmed and with a polearm.
Nothing's suggesting lightsaber, which is a completely different weapon.
No, we don't know that, though. Not lightsaber itself, but if she knows how to fight with a polearm, she knows how to fight unarmed. I'm fairly certain she could pick up the concept of attack with a weapon one-handed. And a lot of the attacks she did were two-handed. So, okay, I'm willing to suspend disbelief long enough to let you go with this. But you're right. She was losing. But that's to be expected. He is a trained fighter by Luke and now by
Snoke.
Yeah, him.
Emperor.
I don't like that name.
Emperor 2.0.
Yeah.
I know. You know what? Actually, considering
Emperor Light.
Beta.
No, this is Emperor Light.
But like,
anyway, it's very clear he does not have a lot of control. He does not have no, he doesn't. He
self-control,
self-control, but he has a lot of potential. But it's clear he has a lot of training to go. Mixing the fact he just killed his own father, and he is clearly fucked up in the head before, during, and after that. Before that, when they're just talking, he is not stable. During the process, he's lost it. And then that's going to haunt him for years to come. He is clearly being torn apart from within. Finding that your trooper can use the Force threw him off his game and he gave in to the rage, and he's swinging wildly against Finn. Against Ray, he's not fighting very well. He's swinging, and he's swinging with rage. And she's swinging, trying to get the hang of this thing. You see the awkward swing, but she's getting a few good ones in there. She gets his arm, she gets hers. That crossblade, oh my god, pinning Finn to a tree and then jabbing with that was cool. But like you see, he's not all in the fight. He's fighting on a bunch of different levels. She's focusing on kicking him in the ass. He gets the better of her. She loses her footing. He's right in her face. He's got the blade right there. She's still holding him off. He hasn't won. He has the upper hand, but he is sure.
He's stopping to suggest.
Oh, no. He's right there. He can't get that killing blow. He's being stopped.
He's intentionally stopping.
No. He's being stopped.
No, that was not in any way how it's coming down. It's coming down. And then it stops. That's not her. That's him intentionally going, I'm going to try to corrupt you now.
Well, he had her right here. He's right in her face. And he's pushing down and she's pushing back. I didn't say she was winning. I didn't say they were on equal planes. He had the upper hand. But it wasn't a blowout. And he got right in her face. And he decided, okay, this isn't exactly going as I planned. I'll do the same thing that happened to me. I will corrupt you. I will make you join me. I will do as my master commanded and bring you to him. I'm going to play this out. So he tried to play the game on another level.
The level he's not ready for.
And his dance card was completely full at that point. And he got in their head. He's like, I'll teach you what you need is a teacher. This is a girl who's looking for any kind of companionship. A teacher is just bonus points. I can teach you the ways of the Force. And it, at that moment, dawns on her the same thing that new Yoda taught her about the Force. Breathe in, accept the Force, understand the Force. Could that come with a boon and a push of strength? Yeah,
a boost.
Sure.
All right, I'll give you strength. So better tactics, better mover.
No. With the boost of strength, she got back up and she started fighting him again. Her swings were still awful. His deflecting and his swings were still wild and raging. She didn't get better tactics. She just overpowered to make him stumble back. And then that clumsy thrust. I did not like her fighting style. But that clumsy thrust that got him in the shoulder. That was poor form at the very least. Which showed she has no idea what she's doing. She has an idea of how to fight. But she's running on, I have a hammer, I'm going to put this somewhere. And she gets him in the shoulder. Well, he's raging, he's pissed, he's angry, and now he's in even more pain. And then she just had the advantage. What you saw as tactical gain, no, she just had, from that shoulder stab onward, was you've now wounded an animal.
Momentum.
The snowball is going to keep rolling. She knew not to go by the arm that's swinging with the lightsaber. That's not really tactics. That's common fucking sense. She knows how to fight. It's not like the Force instantly went, stop being a dumbass. Fight better. No.
It's the impression it gave. Plus there are other things. Like, all right, his first display of strength. Once again, when they first meet those two characters, he uses that ability again, freezes her in place.
Yeah.
Now, you brought up a lot of good, interesting points with his mindset.
Yeah.
I will concede that. but he opens up the fight, opens up the thing. All right, Ray, you're in the way. You're 10 feet in the air, going 20 feet back into a tree and knocked out for the next few minutes.
That was, you're right there. I'll give you that much. But that was a forced push. And Finn really got him riled up. Like, got into his head.
By no real action on
Effort.
Finn's part.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Finn, as much as I liked his character, he was basically the Krillin of this movie.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Star Wars, you now have your Krillin.
Better than Yamcha.
No, that was Porkins. Did you see the new Porkins?
Stop.
Did you see the new
I like that actor. Stop.
I don't know who he is. I know I've seen him, and I like him.
He was in Heroes.
Oh, he's the cop from Heroes, Matt.
You could read minds, yes.
Yeah, I liked him. But I saw him get in the planet, and I turned to my friend, and I'm like, oh shit, that's the new Porkins.
Well,
he didn't die.
Well, he kind of
He
broke
survived.
the rant, damn it. But you're not letting me embrace the dark side.
New Porkins.
Fuck you.
So
but,
Krillin gets knocked out.
No. Ray gets knocked out.
Okay.
He has to fight with Krillin. Now, angry or not, which by the way, the Sith gain power through anger.
Yeah, but he doesn't know how to channel that.
She gets back up after waking up. And by the way, me and my father have a different opinion on this with the Force grabbing of the lightsaber, trying to pull it. He said they were fighting for control. They were pulling from the same direction. I think they were like helping each other pull it without him realizing that she was pulling. He goes to catch it, and she takes it instead.
I think when he realized what that lightsaber was, that kind of threw him off his game. Because mind you, he force pushed before the lightsaber came out.
Well, he doesn't know whose lightsaber that is.
Yeah, he does. Oh yeah, he did.
How?
He force pushes her, and you see Finn drop the blaster and pull out the saber. And he goes, "That is mine."
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
That threw him off his game because now he's fighting.
Do you realize
his
which
uncle's
cyber
legacy?
No,
And his grandfather's legacy.
Not even his uncle's. It's just his grandfather's. You realize which one that is?
It's the blue saber that
Vader cut off and dropped into the pit in Vespin.
How did she get it?
Exactly.
Now I'm really
no. Once again, that's something that needs to be explained in the next movie, because this was a make or break. This was the thing that got me started in the middle of the movie that almost made me not like it watching it. That's in the whole visual, her having that vision thing was a bit weird. It's not something we've seen a lot of in Star Wars.
To be fair, we never saw much of the actual uses of the Force. The Jedi were like, use it, but don't really use it.
Like they go, I've seen it. But she sees that, and then Harrison Ford, Han Solo comes down, sees it, and recognizes it right away, as he should. And he goes, how do you get that? And she goes, that's a question for another time. No, it fucking isn't. That's a question for right the hell now. How'd you get that? That's an important...
that was part of the reason why I love that scene so much. And I didn't think about it, but yeah, it did fall down the pit
with his hand. Which
is Cloud City, right?
Yeah, Vespin.
Yeah. Did we ever find out what is below Cloud City? Like,
it's a gaseous planet. It's all gas. There's nothing below. How the fuck did she get that?
Okay, no,
that's an very important question. Also, that did eventually lead to the eventual pictures of her holding the lightsaber out to Luke, and the picture of Luke's face underneath it is written, "There was a hand with that. Did you bring the hand?"
That's really good. And Kylo Ren now a hand short.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Smoke will give him a hand.
There's that whole thing where there's this whole thing that people have been complaining about, and it's true, and
He
it's
needs a
very
pat on the back.
it's unfortunate truth. The vast majority of this movie, even though they did do their own thing with a lot of things, was basically almost a clip by clip of pieces and parts of the first two movies.
That's true.
It was New Hope. It's not Tatooine, but it is another desert planet. It's not the Empire, but it's the Empire.
Oh no,
It's not Vader, but it's Vader's grandson. It's not the Emperor, but it's
I definitely
Vader.
feel it.
It's Emperor Light. The scenes, the whole thing with the pit and Han and Kylo Ren over a long walkway in a pit. Great realization. Bleh. The whole Millennium Falcon just being on that planet, and
That was a little.
they did explain it in the next scene, which
Wasn't
wasn't
actually kind of fun.
it was a funny one, but it was But that leads to another thing that I have an issue with: the coincidence and coincidence and coincidence and coincidence and coincidence.
You have to piece together 6 movies, 6 movies of an entire universe, and if you don't touch on damn near everything, you run into assholes like you and me, who will have no problem nitpicking everything. And we're far from the first people to tackle this. We're
late to the game here because I wait for this one to see it.
And but to be fair, I'm okay with it. I had no fucking clue how they were gonna pull the old cast in at all, because it's not like Harrison Ford hasn't aged. He is noticeably aged. So what are you
They
gonna say?
played on that a little bit.
Yeah. So what are you gonna say? He just instantly jumped? No, you gotta put some years in there. Okay, you gotta put some years in the Star Wars franchise. Well, we left things and things were kind of in a load of crap. So what do? Like, how do you? And that was my thing that kept me wondering about this movie. How do you pull these actors back in? None of them had a problem being back in the movie, or at least not that I heard of.
No, they really didn't have to work very hard for Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford. They had worked a little bit for Harrison Ford, but not that hard.
No.
I think Carrie Fisher probably was like
Carrie Fisher loved it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. This is on a planet. The last bit of information. Now that we have a speculation that Rey's his daughter, that explains it. If not, a coincidence, another force-powered individual on the same desert planet with the last piece of information they need to find Luke Skywalker on this planet. Bad guys there as well. You know what? Bad guys pursuing a good guy. That's okay. That's not a bad coincidence. It's a good coincidence. In this one condition, this is the one force-powered stormtrooper of the bunch that decides, yeah, this shit's whack, and turns around and helps the guy escape back to the planet. And the friggin' MacGuffin, the B-88, the droid with the information, happens to cross this other force-powered individual, Rey. Coincidence. The whole situation. Wait. Then all that happens. But you know what? That's Star Wars Millennium Falcon on the planet. Just there. Once again, they did explain it in a later scene. But just for that many coincidences in such a short period of time to wind up ending with a chase scene in Millennium Falcon because it just happens to fucking be there. That was already, and the coincidence just kept on happening. Now, I don't care if they tied it to the other movies. If they kept on doing that, that would have been fine. But there are things where in just plain old story writing 101, you wish to avoid, specifically because any type of story, any type of entertainment, it works on immersion. If you are noticing these things like, every 30 goddamn seconds, you're breaking the immersion. You're bringing the person out of the movie, out of the experience to go, wait a minute.
Oh no, I can't deny that. There was a lot of moments where I'm just going, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. But you know what? Even with that, even with them playing on your nostalgia, our Chinese food is here.
We'll be right back.